Do you share my pain, my anger, my frustration, my rage, and my sadness? Every day I look on social media and I see police kicking black people as they're arrested. I see them hurting and brutalizing people who have already given up. I see them shoot people with no guns. And it's it's a very sad thing. I got a lot of stuff going on in my personal life that I'm not about to touch on yet, but just seeing the anguish in our own city, in our own towns, in our own homes. That lady lost her husband in the front yard of her house because police see a black person and automatically think that their life is in danger. How can you expect a race of people like Native Americans, black people, Nubians, us, African Americans, how can you expect people like us not to be angry and have this stereotype of being the angry, violent black people? We've been oppressed and held at the bottom of this and largely left and forgotten about. Back in the 90s, before all of these cameras started coming out, we used to just get arrested and shot without no paperwork being done. You can't find paperwork on how many people got shot and beat up. One of my cousins got beat up by the police and shot and left to die on the beach. Downtown Waukegan. That's what happened. Was a police file report? Yes. Did it go anywhere? No. Because the people who took the paperwork know the person who did this and they didn't do anything with it. And that's only one case out of millions. And it's a systemic problem throughout our system. And it's a large part of these white people who are in the systems who don't see this part of it because they are on the paying end of the police. And we are on the receiving end of the nightstick. And I know many people feel this way, and I know many people have said this before, but it's still amazing to me to find so many Caucasians that are willing to defend police in any circumstance. Like even in Tulsa, that man had no weapons. You can clearly see it. He was cooperating, hands up in the air, put his hands on the car. What else can he have done not to get shot? There was nothing he can do. That white lady had it in her mind, programmed, that this black person is going to hurt me, so I need to stop him. Why? Like, that's not even the case. Do you share my pain? Do you share my anger? And then people have the nerve to be like, oh, these people who are rioting, they don't care about lives and they don't do this and they don't do that. What I've noticed is that only time something gets fixed or something really take notice by the rest of the world is when you break something. We smashed a couple of windows and now they reevaluating if they should let the video out. When we stood out there peacefully saying we want change, we want justice, they said okay. I'm glad you guys not breaking something. We'll think about it. But as soon as we start breaking shit, then they're like, okay, we need to do something now. I'm not sitting here saying we need to go riot. I'm not sitting here saying we need to break stuff. But there will come a point in time that enough is enough. These peaceful protests that happen, I'm glad for them. I want peace. I want justice. But when all else fails, I'm not about to just sit here and let them beat me. I'm not about to just sit here and get hurt. I will defend myself as my constitutional rights say I can. And I urge everybody to stop letting this stuff fade to the background. Stop letting this be something that happens. We have a small movement and then we go on about our lives. The next time a police shoots an innocent, unarmed person of any ethnic background, we need to riot throughout the country. because they don't have any control over themselves, and apparently they're terrified of doing their job, so their first thing to do is kill anything, especially Native Americans and black people. And when I say Native Americans, I mean Nubians, which is an actual name of what you would call black people, which is not really the point of my conversation right now. The point is that police need to be completely reformed, and I think they need rubber bullets. They have not proven themselves trustworthy, and I'm in what most people would call a ghetto, and I walk around thugs, gangsters, and drug dealers all the time, and I'm never concerned that my life is in danger. For those who rob people, they just want the money. You give it to them, they leave you alone. Police seem like they have some sort of vendetta, something to prove against us. And I'm more nervous about calling them. Just a few years ago, two of my schoolmates who are brothers got into a fight in their backyard amongst brothers. The police showed up and shot both of them. One of them died on the scene, and he left his body in the grass for more than 8 hours. Think about that for a moment. Police need to be reformed, or we need to tear that whole structure down. That's simple as plain.